Alright. I am back with Sorin, but we're doing it the Lurrus way, which is a bunch of 1-drops and 2-drops that like to do 1 and 2 mana things for Sorin. So like gaining life, Soul Sisters style stuff like a Johnny's Pride Mate, gaining incremental amounts of life, not like large chunks of life, because we're kind of stuck on low curve. I don't know if Lurrus is that amazing, but it's interesting enough and probably better and more quote-unquote streamlined of what Sorin's trying to do, which is flip with a relevant board state instead of just have Sorin and then like not really much in the way of a board presence with creatures. I am running 31 lands. I know everyone loses their mind if I go under 40, but the curve stops at 2. This is essentially a 0-mana card. This can sometimes just be a 2-mana card. And these sometimes you don't really ever want to cast. So it feels like it completely stops at 2. 1 out of every 3 cards being a land is, or slightly over that because it's 31. Slightly under that because it's 31. I think it's fine. So it's also my 30th birthday today. I turned 30 today, so hopefully I have a good time. I hope the audio works. I did change things. I'm wearing my headphones, as you can see, when I'm listening to music. I don't know, it's my birthday, you can fight me. I'm pretty sure I got it right. I tested it vigorously, but for some reason, when I pull my headphones out of my computer, it doesn't record the audio anymore, or stream the audio. But it looks like it's doing it, and I tested it, and it seemed like it works. So I think the audio for the game is working, and my microphone isn't going to snuff it out, or vice versa. I think it's working. And if not, then I'm just going to have to do it again. But, yep, that's it. I have nothing to say. I just want to play Magic. Get rid of that one, I guess. MH3, the power level went up. Dex 3 months ago, though. Yeah, you're right. I mean, this is a commander from MH3, though, so you'd expect a little bit of something. Man, you must... I love Path of Exiling Mana Dorks. It's always a great thing. Wow, yeah, look, it's a perfect Mana Dork. I totally didn't expect that. Alright, let's get a Swamp. No, we can afford to get a Godless Shrine. Excuse me, our life total doesn't actually matter, so... I can flip this and gain enough life to kill Nadu immediately, but my opponent would then also need to have stone cold nothing. And Nadu doesn't do that, so... Okay, well, they didn't tap the right way, so I do in fact have what I need to kill Nadu. I suppose I'll kill it with Sorin before I kill it with anything else. I cannot swing with anything. My opponent now needs to not flip the perfect thing. Alright. Yep, Lurrus pile. Yep. I'm sure I'll get a Lurrus win before I don't get a Lurrus win. By all means, recast your Nadu. Oh, that makes 0 sense to me, but sure. How bad is it if I don't draw a land? It's not too big of a deal. Sure? Okay. Sure. That's fine. Put it to the command zone. Play you. Let's go get a plains. What am I playing here? I guess this to scry? Best I can ask for, I guess. I'm gonna put it here so this actually contests Nadu. A land is alright. I don't hate a land. I think I'll keep the land. That's fine. They did not have a land, so Nadu's still 5? Okay, they found a land this turn, so they drew an island this turn. I believe. I think that's how that panned out. Alright. I'm not in too bad of a spot. I feel like the halfling swing was free, but that they thought about it, so whatever they are going to do is 2 or less, if they choose to do anything. I can play this and then leave up double removal. Oh, wow. Really? Oh, wow. Okay, sure, yeah. 5 in the air. And leave up double removal, because if I don't, I kind of lose the game. So, yes. Okay. This is only as a sorcery, but I should still do something about that so I don't get schmeeded. Unfortunate. I mean, okay. What does this mean? Why are we cracking our fetch land? Getting a green source of... Wait, what? What is... What? What's happening? Okay, my opponent either, like, made a huge misplay with that fetch land, or it just... it didn't matter anyways. Like, there's nothing really in their hand. I know their whole hand. There's nothing that 1 mana, even if it was blue, would do anything. I'm not going to target this with anything, and... We send another 5 upstairs. Yeah, I mean, this is... we beat Nadu. I beat it. Every other game has been against Nadu, literally, and I finally beat it after an hour, so I'll take it. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Gotta turn on my air conditioner. Way too hot. I don't know what I would be thought seizing. I really don't know what I'd be thought seizing right now, so I'm just not going to thought seize. I have no idea. There's probably redundancy. It is just a green deck, so What am I? I thought sees a rampant growth and they play one of the other 14. Okay, they didn't have any. That's kind of banana sandwich to me. Let's Thoughtseize now, then. I smell weakness. That is a terrible, terrible hand. Play this and swing. This hand is not good. They could have played this on turn 2 with the fetch land. I don't know why they didn't do that. Maybe they were anticipating a removal spell, but that doesn't... The deck doesn't really do anything other than this, so that's unusual. Okay, so... Innocent Blood. I kind of want to play this first. Yeah, I'm going to play this. I think it's too important. I got to get it big enough so it doesn't die to... I was about to call it Jetmir. Die to this. And then we will Static Prison this card. Floating mana for no reason. Love to see it. This goes to 3, so it doesn't die. This is a companion. It's not a commander. As long as my deck is 2s and lower, it'll always do that. Play this, and then I only gain 2 for the turn cycle. I think I'll just put Lurrus to my hand. And surveilling any... Maybe it's an Entomb? Not necessarily. Okay, I'll still bin it. I don't really need more mana. Sure. Well, I kind of wish I played Sorin now. I would have gained enough life to flip it, because they played that. Tragic. Hollowed Priest at this point is a huge problem for my opponent. It is very big. They don't have a land. I think that's probably game. I think that was the turn they needed to absolutely play a mana, and they just didn't, so... If they play a land, I lose Lurrus, so I'm just not going to play Lurrus right now. I don't... Yeah, I was about to say. My opponent's in, like, chump block mode with basically everything. Nah, I'm not about it. You're on your own, Twiz. You're on your own. You shall not get no... You shall acquire any weeb support from me. Anime intros are kind of cool, but... I don't know. I did because I wanted to see if I could, and it came out great. Oh, look, it's a 1-drop from a green deck again. I wonder if this is going to happen for the next 2 hours. Who's going to guess? Let's get a Godless Shrine. And there is literally nothing else in the universe to do except kill it. I listen to a lot of Arabic music. I like some Arabic music. I like techno music. Usually doesn't have any lyrics in it. This is a mono green deck. I guess I'll just name Vampire? Human? Whatever. It doesn't matter. He's not a vampire. Shoot. Oh no! Oh, I didn't play this first! It's alright. I guess I'm just playing this then. You know what? I could have named a creature type I have in play. So, or had in hand, and then I could have used all 3 mana this turn. Yeah, that was... Whoops. Alright, fine. Surprised they didn't attack, and I'm very confused why they didn't swing. It must be endurance. So... Yeah, we just are not able to attack right now, because this is... I think the only card this could possibly be is Endurance. And I'm no fool, so I will not run into it. And I have my 4 creatures, so the captain flips. Oh, it wasn't Endurance! Oh, I'm a fool! I could... Okay, wait, it could still be Endurance, but... 40 chess opponent. Excellent. Excellent. Well done. I don't even know what that character is from. Why does my... I don't know why that, yeah, with the art I made you was, I don't know what show that is. I can't remember. I can't remember the show. I just googled waifus and I'm like, alright, which one is Twiz waifu? Oh no, I asked you and then you told me. That's right, that's how I knew. Because there's no way I would have found that on my own. I can play this and then not really do anything else. It's kind of sad. I just send the Shieldred edicts for no reason? Actually, you know what? This is enough life to just kill Nissa, so... I will hold on to the Shieldred's edict. I'll just hold on to it. Miko from My Hero Academia. Okay. Is that the one with, the chick that's all pink? The pink chick? Non-token feature. With, like, the black eyes or whatever? Whose name I could not tell you. I need 6, but this is always on combat, so I'd have to do it before combat, and that's not going to happen. I could citywide bust it. It does have reach, and is a very, very problematic thing right now. Oh no, my traitor! Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Bro, those... I've been hosing myself unbelievably bad right now. I'm sorry. It's alright. Is in every anime? The one... man. Shoot. The one with the fuzzy hair. It's like a moth. She's like a moth or something. I think she has antenna. Antennae. Antennae? Antennae? I don't know. Bum, ba, bum, bum, bum. Wow, they didn't swing with the 3-3? That is actually insane. We are in a position where we're just hoping our opponent doesn't have anything to cast that is big and scary, or we do immediately lose the game. I have no recourse to it. I can gain 2, 3, and do 5. I can suicide my board. That doesn't make sense to me, so we're just going to send this here. Wait a minute. I actually might be able to kill this. Hold on. So I play Give Her. I gain 2. I've already gained 2. I think picking up Lurrus is what I'm going to do. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I don't have to extort. I do not have to extort. Alright. They printed a better healer sock. There's like 5 healer sock that are better. Get out of here. But yeah, this one is certainly better. Permanent, put your graveyard from anywhere. I could have descended this turn if I pitched with Scrapyard. I just don't think that makes sense. So I can kill this now. Yeah, I was about to say, my opponent's in a position where, like, if they don't draw or play an actual threat, I can just keep killing their commander. If they're not playing 2 lands a turn anyways, their commander doesn't threaten me. It doesn't matter regardless. But they still had enough mana here to kind of cast anything that would be quote-unquote big and scary. They just didn't have it. And we have a big enough board state with a Giver of Runes, which makes my opponent's life absolutely miserable. Because they're in mono green deck. We're just in a really good spot. Well, Emoti has inevitability, but it's not Nadu. Might as well be, but it's not Nadu. Okay, well, that's for Sentinel 1. I've done this like 5 times today. It's drawn a card once. I think maybe twice, but I think maybe only once. opponent has the 1 minute orc. Of course they do. Can't kill it. Playing this on turn 2 is actually pretty useful. But I really want to get my commander in play before I start doing anything that cares about life gain, so I think I'm just going to cast it. Kinda meh, but I gotta get going. And then Deafening Silence can maybe stop Convoke, Cascade. Nice blue cards. Real nice blue cards there. Not too bad for 2 lands. I mean, my whole hand is castable. Maybe I wanted this Archivist in earlier, because it would have been very, very good, but I don't know. I think this, my board state just should look like this instead, given the situation. I probably need to just straight kill this Beast Whisperer, so they don't amass card advantage. Also clears the way of my attacks for future turns and stuff like that. That's probably worth it. That is 7 toughness. Let's see, do I need another black or another white? I think I need another black. Just plussing. I could citywide bust this. It's probably a very good idea to citywide bust it. Nothing else dies, so that's just fine for me. Fine with me. I have the city's blessing too. That's pretty nice. I can start doing 6 with the food tokens. I'm not sure if I want to make a food token or send, like, no, it's not that much damage. Yeah, I guess it's just a food token. Okay, kind of lame. I'll leave up the creature here. It's fine with me. I'll just leave this up. If they play Kogla? No, they can't. So maybe whatever the 6-drop is. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of hope it's Primeval Titan, then I can do this. Oh, of course it's Kogla. Why wouldn't it be? Silly me. Oh, right. Kogla's 6. I keep thinking Kogla's 7. I keep thinking that. So I can crack 1 food and deal 3, swing all out, deal another. Let's see, so 1, 2, 3, 6. It's not quite lethal, but it's getting kind of close. Okay, so swing with everything except these. They take 4. I lose a token. That's fine. Take 4. Yep. And then I play a bunch of 1-mana cards. So play Deafening Silence. Extort. Oh, jeez. I don't have the mana for that. Why am I not able to cast? Oh, never mind. My Deafening Silence. I can't cast that, so I guess the only thing to do is pass. I am interested in leaving up Mana Tithe. So I'm just not casting another spell. I don't feel too bad about that, though. I could have extorted, but I can extort this turn anyways, so it didn't matter when I extort, right? Whether it's my opponent's turn or this turn. Kogla's attack trigger is nonsensically annoying, but it is beatable. Yep, there goes the answer I have. Fun. Okay, I didn't expect to not only draw a card, also have something to successfully Mana Tithe. Nice! We did it! We actually did it. Mana Tithe just countered a 6-mana card. My opponent was playing literally mono green, blue doesn't matter in green decks, and then we did it. We beat a Silverback, a Beast Whisperer, and a Kogla, not only having a fight, also an attack trigger. Kind of crazy. Yeah, shutting this down was very crucial. Deafening Silence could kind of mess up the Cascades anyways, but say it didn't. The food tokens are hard to crack, though, when I have a low land count. But, yeah, all that damage from my 1-drop was absolutely disgusting. Oscillate Pride just generated an insane amount of pressure, so... Neat. Effectively 3-time lock. So, I like this one into 2 here. It is another green deck. Do we have the perfect 1-mana green card? We do not. Do I play my commander next turn, or do I play captain? I think I'm playing... don't know. I think I'm playing Sorin. I think we're playing Sorin. That's fine. Can't be too upset with that. A little unusual, but okay. Swing. I am confident enough to simply just play the Militia Captain and extort. So I will. Leaving up Path could be useful, but this, I'm not convinced. I'm just not convinced. Because I have Esper Sentinel. What do they have? They can't really Grill Spiral. Well, they can, but... Okay, well, whatever it was, they didn't cast it. Alright, that does it too. If this cost 4, I'd be screwed, but it does not cost 4 anymore. Okay. Sure. I was kind of hoping for that kind of block. We did get it. I will leave up a reprieve so I don't lose the game. It's also pretty ideal. Wouldn't mind pathing my own creature either. Not gonna lie, really didn't expect that. I don't know how upset I am with it either. Very strange. I don't think I would have done that. I don't even know if it's worth getting out of the way. I don't think it is. So, Lurrus into... Well, again, I didn't draw land, so I don't have 5. Can't really do that. Just play this. Or play Pride. Pride might be just better than Skirt Stag. I'd rather use my mana all the way. So gain a life. Okay, this is better just because I can extort. And then swing here. That's fine. I get my creature count while also leaving up reprieve. Yeah. Who would have guessed? My 1-drop was better than my 2-drop. Who would have guessed? Who would have took that shot in the dark? No, I can't swing. Do I play Lurrus now? Okay. The City's Blessing is useful, so... yeah. Just because the City's Blessing is very good. Now, Omnath is not good enough, but it is an Omnath deck. So... all of this could be for literally nothing. Alright, seems to not be the case. I don't know what the best card of my deck is currently for Diabolic Intent, but... shouldn't be too hard to figure that out. Oh, sweet. I drew off of Esper Sentinel. Nice. They didn't draw a land for Omnath. Do I win? Yeah! No Omnath land. Get wrecked. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, this was a clean game. If they ever had a board wipe, they are in white. I was probably dead immediately. And Omnath can probably afford to run a lot of them. But if they don't have it, the disruption was actually very useful. Like, the reprieve was just very good there, right? So, yeah, Oscillate Pride is such a disgusting 1-drop. It's so disgusting. We also drew off of Esper Sentinel. Well, my opponent conceded, but still, we did it. We did the thing. I will get Ghost, Godless Shrine. Just don't want to get color screwed. I will cast Sorin, I think. There's 2 other creatures. Yeah. Dreadhorde is a little annoying. I can Rite of Oblivion it, but I can also maybe in some kind of universe moderately ignore it. Let's play this and Revitalize. Swing. How much life if I gain this turn? I think it's worth it to just send the damage. I think it's just worth it. I don't hate that, so... sure. I could have given this protection in response. 99% of the time that doesn't matter, though. Just not really gonna worry myself about it. So they probably take the Bitter Triumph, but all of my cards are... oh, okay, wow. I'm not sacking the Marshal. I don't think I ever would have sacked the Marshal there. I don't think I would have taken that card. Huh. Okay. Interesting. It kept me with 3 removal spells, which might be a complete nightmare for them. There's no way of getting life. Just plus. Do I just pick up Lurrus? I think they have Swords of Plowshares, so probably not. Okay. In this iteration, this situation, it probably makes sense to do this. They're not gonna... I cannot block, so I might as well swing. Can't block, because it's a 2-2, so I might as well swing. And if they trade, then they can't swing into Sorin for 2, so... this is probably fine. The food tokens are interesting with Rite of Oblivion, too. I don't have to sack my creatures. Get some value out of them. It's hard to spend 2 mana on these. Hardcast Grief, of course. Yep, perfect answer for Lurrus. Why not? Must be nice. Kill this with the Radiant Fountain. Gaining 2 life, kill the Grief. So I don't die to that. And, everything else feels absolutely miserable and disgusting. Nope, that's not how that works. I don't really like my situation, though. I don't like my situation right now. I am harassing my opponent's life total with extort triggers. It's just maybe not fast enough. Static Prison is pretty useful against commanders because you don't care about the energy. They'll just put it back to the command zone. They're not really going to leave it under this. Some people do, but for the most part they don't do that. Which is why I kind of like this card. It's like a 1-minute answer to almost anything. Killing Sorin here is probably not that ideal. I can recast it. I mean, unless it's the only thing they can do. Not ideal. So gain 3 with a food token. Should probably just get rid of this. Keep my opponent completely off the board. I don't believe they would not block, and I kind of want to keep my Marshal. So I'm just not going to swing. 4 toughness is very annoying. Non-token creature. I kind of expect them to block. Maybe at this point I should just let them. No, this is better. I like this more. I get my damage in and all that jazz. Whoa! Okay, they path their own token. Sure. They kept their commander in the graveyard, so most likely a lot of things I have access to right now are probably very bad. Yep. Why not? Why not? Sorin, wow, Sovereign's Bite was excellent. This was a phenomenal draw. I don't know if my opponent's straight up dead. So extort. This is at 4. I can gain another 3. Yes! 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 Oh, what a clean game. I can also exile the this thing with the static whatever, and wow. That's crazy. I didn't even need much of a board state. And my opponent also answered my Lurrus. Oh, no. Okay, so I would unfortunately make the argument that this is probably worse than the other version of Sorin that I played, which was, like, not Lurrus. Bigger spells, more accustomed to, like, I don't know, a black-white control kind of thing, where you're playing like removal spells and sweepers and big scary threats later on and all that jazz. Playing to the board is not really that ideal. There's a few reasons for that. One of them is there are not that many, in my opinion, especially right now, very good 1 and 2 mana creatures. And if you're playing Lurrus, you really want a larger amount of creatures than like the average deck. I really only found about 30 that I really thought were worth playing. Anything else felt kind of goofy or not on the game plan, and I just didn't like it. Obviously, people probably disagree with that, but if you're going to play Lurrus, Sorin, you probably want 40 to 50 or something higher for creatures. Is just so many creatures are so bad. Like, Orcish Bowmasters, even if it wasn't nerfed and it came with the 1/1, it's still not a good card, right? A card like Orcish Bowmasters is not that good in Historic Brawl. Also, every other game, almost, it might have been higher than that. I think it was higher than that. It was over 50% of my matchups were against Nadu, and Nadu felt, except one time that I did beat it once, it felt unwinnable. It felt so unwinnable that if they were ever on the play, even without a 1-drop, I still felt like I was always going to lose. If I was not on the play with a very good hand, I don't think I'm ever beating Nadu, and for some reason, I don't know how they changed the deck weight point value system. They said they did. I imagine they did. If you're expected to play against a Nadu over half of your games, this deck is terrible. This is worse than the other version. This is probably worse than the other commanders that you would put into tier 1 because they're too good for tier 2. I use Geist of St. Traft a lot for this example. Geist is too good for tier 2, not anywhere close good enough for tier 1, so he's pushed out of tier 2, but now can never win because he's losing to everything in tier 1. And so Geist is therefore unplayable. That seems to be the situation in this case. However, if I'm playing against tier 2 games, I feel like it's close or very close to like kind of 50-50, or the better player wins, or, you know, there's actual game to play. So I would make the argument Sorin should have absolutely no business playing against Nadu in any way, but Wizards completely disagrees. This was playing against Nadu, and I don't exaggerate when I say this, over half of my games were against Nadu. There was a large portion that were not against Nadu specifically, but they were still green or blue-green or green-white-blue. Like, everything was green. I don't fare too well against green decks because they kind of ignore you, and my removal becomes redundant once they get past turn 3, and they're casting a big thing every turn. And I'm stuck to Lurrus mana, or Lurrus spells, so I don't have that much recourse. It's very nightmarish. Brave the Elements was not good. It doesn't save me from sweepers, obviously, except the red ones, which is kind of interesting, but there are not many decks that are A, mono red, or B, red with board wipes that are also red. Like even Roxanne, the Meteor creator, doesn't, I don't think, run red removal spells, or at least red sweepers, and their meteors are colorless, so the meteors just hose you through Brave the Elements. So any colorless source, this doesn't help you. Playing Hazda Marshal and other things like that, like Legion's Landing, very tough to get value out of these cards. Even if I was at 40 creatures and had a perfect curve, making a 1/1 is not that exciting anyways, right? This might have been better as Doomed Traveler, something like that. Making a 1/1 flyer is alright. There are god tier scenarios where you have like Soul Warden on turn 1, a Johnny's Pridemate on turn 2. Your opponent doesn't respect Soul Warden because why would you? It's not terribly good. And then the Pridemate gets too big, or they kill it, but it's still gaining enough life to like Sorin flipping and pinging. Like, people just not respecting Soul Warden is an avenue to victory. It's not really that amazing though. Oscillate Pride is busted. This card was phenomenal. If you ever get the City's Blessing, this card just goes haywire. This card is nuts for a 1-drop. If there was ever a rarity higher than Mythic, I would put the Oscillate Pride as higher than Mythic. This card is so stupid. It's so good. I also liked Chthonian Nightmare. It means it meant if either of these died, I had a consistent way to recur them without feeling too bad about it, especially my commander, instead of putting it to the command zone, putting it to the graveyard. Not only for Lurrus, but the Nightmare was nice. Can't Stay Away was not very good at all. Maybe this could be just another removal spell, card draw spell, a life gain spell, so Sorin flips more. I don't know. Something is probably better for this card slot. I really don't know what that is, though. It did not feel bad, though, at playing 31 lands. Sometimes I wish I had more lands than I was running, or excuse me, than I had in a particular game. But for the most part, that wasn't really a big deal. I kind of could function on 2 lands. 1 spell a turn is kind of where most decks are anyways. And we're stuck to that spell at the highest being 2. So I don't really feel bad about that. But there were some games where I kind of wish I had a little bit more lands. But I don't know. I think that wasn't crucial enough to me having changed that much. I crafted Westvale Abbey for this deck, but now that I'm thinking about it, I really don't think this is ever flipping. It costs 6 mana to flip, essentially, and that's not really ever happening. It costs 6 mana, it costs 6 mana to also make a 1/1, which the 1/1 is not that exciting. If I'm just spending 6 mana to make a 1/1, I'm not really doing anything that's winning the game. So I don't really like it that much. I probably wanted Bitter Blossom, Skrell's Hive, Dread Horde Invasion, so all the token generator spells to justify Westvale Abbey, probably. And I wasn't running those. I don't think they're good enough. They don't really help what I was doing if I did not have Westvale Abbey. They just sit there and make a token that doesn't really do that much for me. So I don't really like those. Shielder's Edict has been kind of a letdown a lot. Edicting things is not the best way to deal with Nadu when every single Nadu player has a 1-drop that just soaks this and you just feel kind of stupid. So I actually really don't like Shielder's Edict. It does deal with Planeswalkers, but for the most part, if I have a wide enough board, which is not too difficult to dealing with Planeswalkers is not a big deal. But I don't know. If your opponent ever untaps the Planeswalker, you're probably losing the game. So that doesn't mean much anyways. Static Prison was in here because if it exiles a commander, your opponent's always bringing it to the command zone, so it's effectively a 1-mana answer to all commanders. Nobody is going to keep this under the Static Prison and then get it back in 2 turns, because they're going to assume that's just not the better choice. And I don't think it is, but let's say it is. There's an argument. I really don't know. It depends on the matchup. Keeping your commander under Static Prison is arguable. It's arguably the right thing. I don't have many ways to generate energy other than that in Chthonian Nightmare. I could run Ether Hub, probably, if I felt like it, but I don't know. Probably not. This is too deep for just a few cards there, but I do like the 1-mana answer to Planeswalkers and all commanders. So your opponent's most likely going to put it to the command zone, and it was almost a Curse of, what's it called? Curse of Silence, right? That's the name of it? Yeah, there it is. Excuse me, it took me way too long to find it. Curse of Silence. It's kind of like another one of these for commanders, right? It's like costs 2 more because you dealt with it in some kind of way. This draws a card, the other one doesn't, but this doesn't answer it. The other one does. It's, it's sort of like the same. But Brave the Elements was terrible. I will make that assessment now. Innocent Blood was also a little awkward. I didn't ever feel like I wanted to kill my own 1-drop. If I was ever on the play with a 1-drop and it went to my opponent, who then made a, forest or green source mana dork, it goes back to me. I have to Innocent Blood. I cannot keep my 1-drop. I must Innocent Blood. All mana dorks are better than anything else you could possibly do as a 1-drop, so sacrificing my own 1-drop on turn 2 for mana dorks is a must. I must do that. There's no choice. I will lose if it goes back to their turn and they get to utilize the mana dork. I'm not winning that game. You cannot afford your opponent to basically time walk you with a 1-drop that generates mana. Playing 2 lands on turn 1 is too powerful for this deck, and I needed to 2-for-1 myself with Innocent Blood. Which probably means Innocent Blood could be a different kind of 1-mana removal spell, like Blood Chief's Thirst, or one of the other 14 that you have the options to. It's just Innocent Blood wasn't the answer. I started to run cards. I mean, it was in the start of it. I shouldn't say I started to, but it was one of the cards that started in the deck. I just really wanted to have a way to deal with Nadu on curve that doesn't target Nadu. And that's not a thing. It's literally, you don't assess cards with edicts. Edicts don't deal with Nadu, and that's just another thing that makes it very bad for you. So Nadu was over half of my games in however long I was playing, more than 2 hours. It was over half of my games. I only won a single one of those, and none of the others were even close. So therefore, I cannot recommend this. Kind of unfortunate. I like Lurrus a lot. I like the value it brings and stuff. And I think it's fair. I think Lurrus is actually fair enough as like an extra card that you start the game with to, justify the restriction and stuff. I do like Lurrus. I have no problem with this card. It's not like a degenerate auto win or anything like that. But in a Sorin list, playing these things in the given meta, it's terrible. This is terrible. I thought it would be better because every time I play against this Sorin Lurrus thing, it does pretty good against me. I would say that, but the problem is I'm playing something that if I was in the mirror, like I guess Sorin always wins the mirror, but I'm not playing Nadu, right? So like when I play against this, I'm probably playing something that's not tier 1 or super competitive. I'm trying a commander most people probably aren't trying. And then I play against this, which is, pretty decent. It's not terrible, but it's pretty decent against random jank stuff. It's terrible if I was playing Nadu. Like, if I was playing Nadu and I bumped into this matchup, I'm just winning every time. I just am. I only won a single time on the other side of it. A single time in, 25 games, or so hyperbolic. It was 12 games or 14 games of Nadu, and I won a single one. This, it's just not good. It's just not good. Lurrus value is not there. It just isn't there. It really is not there. If they have any kind of graveyard hate, it's not there. If you have nothing to do with Lurrus, like you're not utilizing the Lurrus, and it can be hard. It costs 6 mana to, you have to invest 6, and then however much mana the free spell or the additional card is. It's not free, but like a 1 or a 2, right? So we're looking at 7 or 8 mana total investment for this to recur something, and that recursion must be worth doing. Otherwise, you have effectively wasted your time. If you spend 7 on recurring an Oscillate Pride, that's pretty cool. But you could still just lose because you spent 7 mana making a 3/2 lifelinker and a 1/1 that sometimes you didn't even gain life when you went to do this. This also might not be good enough because you just spent 7 mana and all of your opponents are green. So they just played Kogla. They just played Titan of Industry. And nothing you did mattered anyways, right? So I don't know. Everything about this is a lose-lose scenario. The more I look at it, the more I think about it. I can't recommend it. It's not good, but I'm going to start talking in circles if I keep going. So let me know what you think about this Sorin list. If you have weird ideas to make it better, I will already tell you now. I probably disagree with them because this is not good strategy, but tell me anyways. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.